if you go to a church, for the most part, you'd recognize it was a church, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if there was no one there, even if you didn't go on Sunday, you would walk in and you'd say, hey, this is a church, right? Well, temples in the New Kingdom were relatively the same. There were ways that you could tell what the building was because it's kind of how you built them. A lot of the philosophy, the spiritual philosophy, was actually embedded in the architecture. So we're going to talk about some of the philosophy as we go through. Now, as we reach the first, I'm not going to tell you the word, I want someone else to give me the word. As we read the first pylon, that's the Greek word, so I really don't want to use it. So somebody rescue me. What would it have been called? Sebket. As we were to approach the first Sebket to you, does anyone familiar with a Kemetic symbol, an ancient Egyptian symbol that this looks like? A tekken. We're going to talk about tekkens in a second. I'm glad you did that. Check is in the mail. Anyone else? Now, we've been talking about Heru M. Anket. Does anybody know what Anket what it means? It means horizon, right? This symbol in and of itself is the description of the glyph horizon. Usually when you see the glyph horizon, you see one mound, it goes down, and then you see another mound, and there's a sun in the middle. And so that's the way that they describe not only where they come from, Brother Chica, because that's important here as well, but it's also how they describe the horizon. And usually the Sebketiyu, or the mountain on the left, is considered our past, and the mountain on the right is considered our future, and the sun is in the middle. What does that mean? The present. The present. But tell me more about if the sun is in the middle, and that's the present. What's the most important symbol in that entire symbol? The sun. And the sun is in the present. So tell me, what does that mean? Come on now. In many ways, they're saying, take the present as what it is, a present. It's your gift. There's something that you must do in this period, which is influenced by the past and will influence the future. And so that is why the sun is always depicted in the middle, because they want you to understand the importance. And so as you enter a spiritual location, there's no better place to use that same ideology, because they're saying in your present, first of all, you have to remember the divine, correct? And so as you move through, you could be stuck in your past, right? You could be stuck in the future. Okay, this is mostly for adults. No, students can do this too. You ever notice that on Sunday night, you might not be very happy?
Yeah.
Why not? But you still have hours of the weekend. What do you mean you're focusing on Monday? I'm gonna call my queen out for a minute and let her beat me up later. Sunday evening, I try to be even more silly because she tends to not be happy on Sunday evenings. Doesn't matter whether it's 3 o'clock and we have literally 6 or 7 hours left to do something with. She's just not happy on Sunday evening. How you doing? Fine.
That's right.
And that's because she's living into her future. And then there's some days that you had a really rough week and it's Friday night. Do you know what you could do on Friday night? And someone says, hey man, we're gonna go out. Come out with me on Friday. Nah, I had a really rough week. I just gotta go home and be depressed, by myself on a Friday night when I could have a lot of fun. I'm sorry, I'm going home. Sometimes we are not able to be present. And so the message here is, be present. It is your gift. Okay? Now I want to get back to what this student just said here about the tekken. Each temple, okay, would have had a tekken on either side, and the tekken that were here aren't here anymore. Now, do you know that the ancient Kamites erected many tekken? Many tekken. But most of them are no longer in Kemet anymore? Do you know they're all over the world? And in fact, when I do the tour of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, one of the greatest tekken is right outside in Central Park. How many of you are from New York City? How many of you knew that there was a tekken taken from here that was in New York City?
I didn't know that at the time.
Oh, so you knew that. She said she's being fair. She's like, I didn't know it before, but I know it now.
You taught us earlier
Right.
in the program.
So they've been taken all over the world. And so as you get to this site where it should be, there isn't one here. When we get to Luxor, there's gonna be one there. Usually there's one on either side. And there might have even been a Colossus on either side as well. You're gonna see that. I'm not gonna spend time talking about it now because when you get to Luxor, you'll see the Colossi, okay? But keep in mind how this would have looked during our ancient times. It would have been magnificent. And in fact, you would have even seen very large poles that would have been erected around this fluted area. And in each of those flags would have been waving and it would have been a symbol for the divine force, which can be felt but cannot be seen, right? And so that's why the flag was a symbol of the divine force, or our creator. And in fact, the symbol for Nter, or the symbol for the divine, or God as we might describe it, is a symbol that looks like a flag. And they say that they got it from the middle, from the center on the temples here. So as we go to Luxor, you're gonna get to see an image that the ancient Kamites drew of the temple, and I want you to look for the flag. And then we're gonna show you the glyph of Nter, and you're gonna see the similarities. Okay? Let's move in.